An election has been set for next month in Iran after the country's president was killed in a helicopter crash. The U.S. State Department has also announced that it has been in touch with Iranian leaders in the wake of that crash. And here to talk more about what's next for Iran and the political implications of the crash is North Central College political science professor Stephen Caliendo. As always, thank you so much for being here with us.
Good afternoon, Tia.
Good afternoon to you. Okay, so let's talk about this. Will this unexpected leadership change usher in any policy changes in that country?
We're sure going to find out. As you mentioned, there's elections set for next month. The question is going to be who gets to run when the president who just passed away was elected in 2021. There really were no opponents on the ballot, and as we know, this is a nominal democracy in Iran. And there's a lot of reformers who would love to see some choices on the ballot. So it'll be interesting to see how the Supreme Leader responds to this vacancy.
Well, let's talk about the State Department. They've actually said that they're reaching out to offer assistance. Could it be a signal of efforts to turn a corner when it comes to U.S.-Iranian relations?
Yeah, from a State Department perspective, you know, it's constantly an idea of opportunities, where opportunities exist and where can cooperation maybe take place, even with sanctions that are in effect. But the real power, of course, in Iran lies with the Supreme Leader. And so without that change in power, the question is, who runs government? In America, of course, we think about we have a president of the United States who is both head of state, ceremonial, and head of government. In most other democracies, those roles are split. And in Iran, it's not like in the constitutional monarchies in Europe. The president really is beholden to what the Supreme Leader wants. And so there may be opportunities there, but the real power in Iran is not changing as a result of this vacancy.
Well, let's talk about this. Obviously, there's the ongoing Israeli-Hamas war. Do you think the death of this president, there will be anything that could change in terms of that?
There may be some quiet, certainly in the next month or so, as we see a transition in the leadership of government there, and the reformers make their interests known as candidates begin to line up. But I think if there's a sense from the people in Iran that we're not going to have a meaningful election, I think that you will have opportunities to see protests, and then the question is, how much does government crack down? That kind of attention then detracts from or distracts the government from foreign affairs. Because they're going to have to deal with what's happening in the streets. And so we'll know more in the coming weeks about how much this will affect foreign affairs in Iran.
All right, and we will be watching closely. As always, Professor Caliendo, thank you so much for joining us today.
Have a great afternoon, Tia. Thanks.